Brenda Lucier is a courageous 38-year-old woman who in 2015 succeeded in her dream to swim across Lake Erie. She then attempted another milestone later that same year by swimming continuously across Lake Ontario, from Niagara-on-the-Lake into Toronto's harbour. Although not fully successful, Brenda swam 44.3 kilometers, swimming night and day without rest in open water for more than 26.25 hours. Such swims have been attempted successfully several times before. However, in Brenda's case, the determined marathon swimmer is challenged further by the fact that she is completely deaf. Regardless, Brenda's focus is not on her own issues, but those of others, and in that light, she has turned her personal dream into a fundraiser to help fight cystic fibrosis. Through the Silent Swim event, Brenda and her team hope to raise $50,000 to help fight this crippling genetic disorder. Cystic fibrosis threatens the lives of more than 4,000 children, adolescents, and adults in Canada, including Brenda's brother and the daughter of a member of her crew. Brenda was born deaf to hearing parents, and throughout her life she has had to rely on her eyes and her hands to communicate through American Sign Language, or ASL. She is also a single mom to a deaf teen daughter, Megan, who is her strongest supporter. Brenda grew up in Geraldton, Ontario, near Thunder Bay, and it was there that she aspired to become a competitive swimmer. One day, Brenda's high school coach suggested that she try marathon swimming. 17 years later, that inspiration is reality. Brenda first attempted to cross Lake Ontario in 2009, but the swim was cancelled by event safety officers just 11 kilometers into the 52-kilometer swim. 8-foot waves, followed by a thunderstorm, made crossing impossibly dangerous. In 2015, Brenda chose to hone her skills through a more positive experience by successfully crossing Lake Erie. That victory makes Brenda Lucier the only deaf swimmer to have traversed the fourth largest of the Great Lakes. It also brings with it a corresponding world record that remains unchallenged. Later that same year, while suffering from a persistent rotator cuff injury that was caused by the Lake Erie crossing, Brenda showed great courage and determination by finishing more than 90% of a swim across Lake Ontario. Much stronger than normal currents in the Toronto harbour denied Brenda success just 4.9 kilometers shy of the shore. During those crossings, Brenda learned that her greatest challenge was the demand that she could not rest her arms while treading water during feeding times. Unlike hearing swimmers, Brenda had to use her hands, held above the water, in order to communicate using ASL with her coach and solo swim masters. Brenda was also not able to hear the shouts of encouragement from the crew during the crossing, which can make a big difference in motivation. The Lake Ontario crossing takes more than 12 hours, which requires that at least 1/3 of the swim be undertaken in total darkness. Brenda will need to have her eyes focused on the boat's lights and the crew's flashlights. These lights will guide Brenda down the path to victory. Many members of the crew are also deaf. It will be their responsibility to ensure that Brenda follows the boats. All instructions to Brenda will be relayed through ASL, so it is vital that she can see them clearly. The essential need for ASL interpreters demands that the crew on the escort Zodiacs and the base boats are larger than normally required by solo swims of Ontario.
Yeah, straight in. Clean water, straight in. Got you. All right, Mike, you have to be careful.
Brenda's inability to hear raises unique complications for this fundraising open water swim that gives rise to the need for special equipment and personnel. However, says Brenda, CF patients must undergo a daily regimen involving dozens of pills and physically clearing mucus from their lungs. After watching my brother battle cystic fibrosis, I want to raise funds for CF because there is no cure.